Well, 3 acres that are just full of signals. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. So, you know we've been suffering from dry weather, no rain, and some pretty hard ground. So I was hoping I could find a new permission that might have some softer ground, probably fat chance of that, but at least maybe a field where I didn't have to worry about leaving brown plugs behind. So I thought about it, and I knew the perfect spot. But I'd been after this permission for a very long time and hadn't had much luck catching anyone there. Well, this past weekend, I guess the stars were all aligned because as it turned out, my timing turned out to be impeccable. Well, after a pretty long drive, I finally arrived at the spot and I was thrilled. There was a car there, and it turned out to be the owner's car. And after I talked to him and his wife for a while, they readily agreed to let me metal detect. So I was pretty happy with that because this is an acre that sits in the middle of a very old town, and it once had a few houses standing on it. Well, we continued talking, and then they mentioned, oh, by the way, we own the 2 acres next to this 1 acre as well. And they gave me permission to hunt that too. Well, I got back to my car. I couldn't wait to fire up my Equinox 900. And as it turned out, I had 3 whole acres that were just full of finds. This is basically half of a city block where a couple houses once stood. I've been after this permission for a while and I finally got it. So very happy to be on it, and the ground's not too terrible here. And as soon as I stepped out of my vehicle onto the grass, I got a 65 signal. That was pretty deep, I'd say almost a foot deep. And I pulled out a very old ball jar lid, 20s, 30s at least. I'll date it when I get home on my chart, but hey, that's a really good sign. We definitely have some old stuff in the ground here. And of course I'm using the Equinox 900. And let's see, what am I in? I'm just in Park 1 for the moment, and using the 10x5 Coiltek coil, which has just been phenomenal ever since I first bolted it on. So very happy to have found that, and very happy to have a new permission. So let's go see what we can find. Well, second signal turned out to be a clad quarter. Another great sign. This place, I don't believe this place has been detected. Got another signal right here, 47, sometimes bouncing up to 50. It was 6-7 inches down. I popped it out. I think I know what it is. I think you can see it right there. I think I've got some kind of a dog tag, which I always love. Yep, look at there. So, looks like a rabies tag maybe. Huh. Let's see. Wow. Lockhart, it says. Vaccinated. Yep, rabies. Should have a date down here. Ooh, check it out. 1952. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Definitely like that. Ooh, right off the bat. Good stuff. Alright, I'm definitely getting my hopes up here. It's looking pretty good. Well, I tell you, the signals are everywhere, and not a lot of garbage. A lot of clad, a lot of zincs, and this one was giving me a 67, 68. Said it was 4 inches down. That's exactly what it was. And I don't know if I have another dog tag or what, but it popped out and it kind of looks heart-shaped. It's right here. So I'm going to pull this out and we'll find out together. It's pretty thick. Okay, this doesn't look like a dog tag. Wow, it's a pendant. You can see where it was attached. Huh. Look at this. Alright, that's odd. That is really weird. It has this textured pattern on this side. Nothing on that side. Very cool. I'm gonna get it brushed off real quick and I'll be right back, but hey, another really cool little find. Well, there it is. The back side doesn't have anything on it, but there's the front. Has this very cool little pattern all over it. I haven't seen one like that before, but that's a nice little vintage piece of costume jewelry. So I'll get it cleaned up later, get you a better look at it, but I'm definitely happy with this one. Well, this signal was giving me a 58 to 60, and sometimes a little bit higher, but it was deep. I'd say about 8 inches, and pulled this out finally. I'm getting more into the area where the houses once stood. So this area is going to have disturbed ground, which generally will have more clay brought up from down below and mixed in with the topsoil. So this becomes tougher to dig in these conditions that we've been having with this drought, but still able to chip down to it. And it's some kind of a lock assembly. It took a little skeleton type key maybe. I'll try to clean it off, see if there's anything on it, but it could have gone onto anything, but it is definitely an old piece. So very cool, nice piece of brass. Another nice little target here. I was getting a high 70s, mid 70s signal. It's about 6 inches down. I just threw it up on my drop cloth. Check it out. Got a thimble. It's actually been a little while since I got a thimble. Let's see. Maybe I'll get lucky and it's an advertising one. It's kind of a larger one. Let's see. I don't know. I think it might just have a Greek key pattern, but it's hard to tell. I'm going to spray it off and give it a brush, and I'll be right back. Well, check it out. I did get an advertising thimble. It says Casualty Insurance, and it had a red painted background behind the lettering. I can't read the rest yet. I'll have to work on it when I get home, see if I can straighten it out too. But yeah, it's going to be nice. That's 20s, 30s. Up into the 40s possibly, but very nice advertising piece. I really enjoy finding these. Well, I was getting a 42 signal, a really big signal. I'm like, what the heck? It was like an inch down. I put my digger in, I felt it touch something. Check this out. I just had to show it to you. Holy cow, look at that ball peen hammer. It is still in really good shape, so nice. Got myself a new tool, or an old one. That's crazy. Well, with this new permission, I also got another field that's twice the size of where it just was, and it's about a quarter of this city block, and it's a place where even more houses once stood. And I got a decent signal here. Had to dig down quite a ways, but check it out. That's what I was hoping to find. Signs of activity, an old cap gun from the 50s or 60s. So very cool. Just had to show you that one. Well, got something interesting here. It's giving me a nickel signal, 2627. Dug down and about 3 inches down, pulled this out. I have no idea what that is. Some kind of metal tip here. I notice it has a number 1 punched into it right there. And this is metal, this is iron. So I don't know if there was like a handle here. Got me. I don't recognize that. So pretty cool piece, and I'll get it cleaned up, get you a better look at it. Well, I'm still working this huge empty field and getting some really nice old stuff, and I'll tell you what, that coil, yeah, don't let its size fool you. I think it goes deep. Was getting a really nice banging high tone, repeatable. Dug down and dug down and dug down, I'd say about 11 inches, and I finally pulled it. And check it out. It's a harmonica reed plate, but I've really never seen one that kind of narrowed at one end. Definitely haven't found one of those before, and it's got a little bit of a different construction too. So I'm thinking this one is pretty old, but it's definitely cool. Well, I was getting a nice solid 49 signal here. Dug down only about 3 inches underneath a root. I went ahead and brushed this off and gave it a spray to save some time, but I'm not quite sure just what this is. Let's see if I can get the light right here. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It says IMP''D and then climax, and patent January 21st. Looks like 1890. I think it's awesome. So I don't know if that's improved, but you can see it's got this kind of reeded edge. Get a grip. It must have screwed onto something, or I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit more research on it, but it is very cool, and it's definitely old. Well, I got a nice strong 51 signal here. Didn't take long to find it. I dug about a 4-inch plug, flipped it, and there it is sitting at the bottom of the hole. Looks like I have a ring. I don't think it's silver or anything, but yeah, check that out. Let me see if I can get you in on this. Yeah, nice design on it. And get this dirt out. That's kind of unusual. Right there it has some kind of a loop. It had a little chain attached to it. Very cool. It's not precious metal, but it's definitely a cool ring. Well, this next one's giving me a 72, up to 75. So it's definitely had high hopes for it. Didn't turn out to be anything too crazy, but a nice find nonetheless. I went ahead and cleaned it up. But that is a 1940s. It's one of the small Pond's cream jar lids. Might have even been a little sample size or travel size, but that's very cool. It's got that turquoise green color to it. And they started using that in the 1940s. Well, I think I might have something interesting in this hole. I don't know. I wanted to show it to you in situ, though. I was getting a real nice 90-92 high tone. It's a big target. And I just dug down, and it is a big target, but I just unearthed this. I don't know if it's a knob or something, but it's big and it's brass, and I wanted to film it and show you what I'm seeing. But I'm going to work on this carefully and see if I can get it freed. But I'll be right back. Well, I'm glad I'm in a big field so I can make a big hole, because this one needed a big hole to get it out. That is what I ended up with. It appears to be part to an old sink. I think that's for the 3 faucets or something to a sink, I believe. But I am no plumbing expert. I do know that is one big chunk of brass. Well, this one was coming in at an 87-88, about 8 inches down. It looks like it's an old drawer pull knob, and I just thought I'd film it in case it cleaned up enough, because it does look pretty ornate. So, but another old target. Well, I have been working hard on this one. This ground is really hard here. And I've spent 15 minutes trying to get down to this. It's about 7 inches down. Gave me a 33. First I thought it was the end of a pocket knife. Then I realized I've got some kind of utensil, and it took a long time to chip it out. But there it is. So I'm gonna pull it out. I finally got it broken free. So, wow. I'll tell you what. That, you don't find too many forks, and that certainly looked like an old one. Pretty cool. Wow. There must have been some kind of early house that stood here. That is really cool. Well, that was worth the effort, and I'm glad I can't believe I didn't hit it. And I didn't break it, so very cool looking fork. Definitely like that. Well, this one's giving me a 72, about 5-6 inches down. Just a cool little piece I thought I'd show you. A really neat decorative metal piece here, kind of pop metal. So just wanted to show you that one. Well, this signal was dead on 70 on the VDI, and yeah, I'd say about 6 inches down. Got a nice buckle. It's definitely old. It's got a pretty awesome green patina on it. How old, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's definitely not your modern variety, but yeah, I definitely like it though. It's a great little find. Well, this next target was a bear. You can see where the original drive or service alleyway came across this lot. And of course I got a nice 60 signal. And I tell you, I almost gave up a couple times. The ground is incredibly hard here because it's just been driven on and packed down over the years. But I saw something pop out a little bit, and I gave it a pop with my digger. And I think there's a lot of traffic next to me right now. I think I got a pretty amazing looking compact. You see the design on this thing? It's absolutely awesome. With the stripes or something in the center here. So pretty cool. Definitely 30s, 40s. I'll try to see if I can get this cleaned up without losing the design on it, but yeah, that was worth a dig. I'll tell you, tough ground. Well, this one was giving me a really solid 72 signal, about 6-7 inches down. Finally threw it up on my drop clock. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Check it out. I got a ring. Wow. Second one now. Gotta like that. Yeah, it looks like it had some stones in it at one time. Let me get it cleaned up, get you a better look at it, but yeah, I think I'll wait to clean it up at home. It's not silver or anything, but it's still a pretty cool vintage ring. Well, I might have something pretty interesting in this hole. Give me a 74, about 8 inches down, 7/8. I could feel something. I gave it a pop, and it did pop out in the hole. I don't know. I just wanted to grab the camera. I think it's something interesting. So let me get you down in there so you can see it. It's right here. Ooh, it looked around when it came out. And I think, wow, I don't know. It's very fancy. It's got an open design. Oh my, this is cool. Look at the design coming through. Beautiful floral design. Here's the back side. Not quite sure what that is. Let me get it sprayed off and brushed a bit, and we'll get a better idea, but very old piece. 1800s, early 1900s. Alright, that's what I was hoping to find. I'll be right back. Oh my, this thing is gorgeous. Look at this. Look at the open design. Absolutely amazing. And I think I might know what this is. Once I knock the dirt off the back, looky there. I believe this is a sash buckle. And that is pretty darn amazing. Wow. I've never found one like this. Absolutely stunning. Well, this one's giving me a 40. Dug down, just found some garbage. But just before I found that garbage, I flipped out this. Nice little bonus find. Oh, that's a pretty marble. Yeah, let me see. Get it wiped off here. Oh, it's actually in really decent condition. Wow. Beautiful. Green and white, bit of clear. I will definitely take that. Very cool. I'll get it cleaned up, get you a better look at it, but always love finding those marbles. Well, I think that was pretty awesome for my first time at that spot, especially in those conditions. And I can't wait until we get some rain, because that land that I was hunting on has great soil. It just needs some rain, because once it rains, it's going to be a dream to dig in. Well, that was quite a day for me. It was just relic after relic coming out of the ground. And here's another look at all the very cool things I was able to recover in this episode. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching this one as much as I did putting it together. But please don't go anywhere just yet, because I have some awesome historical Halloween images to share with you that I'm sure are going to bring a lot of fond memories back to a lot of you out there. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.